Hello everyone, I am Ralph DOLOR, a Bachelor of Physical Education student, third year. And in this video, I will be talking more or discussing to you about portfolios. So without further ado, let's start. So now let's proceed to the next topic, which talks about portfolios. But before anything else, I just want to share my background knowledge about portfolio. These are somehow the collections of academic works of the students, or these are the best works of students being compiled together. Okay, so here let's start with the introduction about portfolio. So in 1990s, portfolio was it was the year where portfolio are popular, but during that year also their use was decreased because of concern about reliability and growing importance of large-scale accountability tests. And also, as time goes by, they are making a comeback. And this time, they offers exciting and engaging digital possibilities and increased scrutiny on basing teacher evaluation on students' academic progress. Okay, so what is portfolio? Portfolios are prominently used in art, architecture, modeling, photography, and journalism. They document proficiency, skills, style, and talent with examples of actual work. So basically, student portfolio is a compilation of academic work and other forms of educational evidence assembled for the purpose of evaluating coursework, quality, learning progress, and academic achievements. They also determines whether the students have met learning standards or other academic requirements for course or grade level. So in education, a portfolio is a purposeful, systematic process of collecting and evaluating students' formative and or summative assessment to document progress towards the attainment of learning targets. So they are limited, meaningful collections of work, includes guidelines for the selection of contents, criteria for scoring, and student self-reflection. So the main purpose of portfolio is a living and changing collection of records that reflects students' accomplishments, skills, expertise, and attributes. It also highlights and showcases samples of some of your best works or students' best works, along with life experience, values, and achievements. Okay, so there are a lot of things for us to identify if the portfolio is effective. So now, an effective portfolio is purposeful. So, of course, in making portfolio, it should be purposely, it should have a purpose. Why you are making such thing, or why did you let the students do portfolio. So it's systematic and well organized, contains meaningful work, has pre-established guidelines, engages students in selection, evaluation, and reflection. Of course, portfolios gives the opportunity to students to reflect on their progress, since it is the collections of their best works, and motivates students, documents progress based on their clear, well-specified scoring criteria. So those are the things we can, what do you call this? We can see if a portfolio is really effective. Okay, so in portfolio there are two major types, and these are documentation portfolio and growth portfolio. So when talking about documentation portfolio, it shows students' work that illustrates achievements, and growth portfolio reveals change in the student's proficiency over time. So these two types, or two major types of portfolios, highlights the development and improvement of the student's learning during the given period of time. Okay, so in portfolio, in using portfolio assessment, there are also advantages and disadvantages, and these are the following. Let's talk on the advantage of portfolio assessment. So combine the strength of performance assessment with a continuous record of achievements. Next, engage students in self-evaluation and reflection that leads to goal setting, encourage and support critical thinking. Third, involve students to collaborative assessment. Yes, of course, because as students are able to engage in portfolios, they're given the opportunity to collaborate with their peers and with their classmates. Integrate assessment with learning. Of course, as every assessment is has its purpose to improve one's learning, focus on self-improvement, and enhance student motivation. So, to sum it up, portfolio assessment enables students to reflect their real performance, to show their weak and strong domain, and to observe students' progress during the learning process and encourage students to take responsibilities for their own learning. So those are the advantage of having portfolio assessments. Okay, so let us now proceed on the disadvantage of using portfolio assessment. The first is scoring. The scoring is time-consuming, not consistent, where criteria are too general, raters are untrained. Secondly is need time and resources. This is to design, to review and score, and to get training. So one of the disadvantage of portfolio assessment is time consuming. Here, teachers have so many things to fit into a class schedule that it can be daunting at the best of times. Using portfolios as an assessment is a major time commitment, not only to the students have to have time to work on the individual portfolio assignments or assessments, but they also need time to put them together. Teachers need extra time to grade portfolios since each one will include several times as well. So the time constraints of fitting these assignments into the class schedule may lead some teachers to assign a portfolio work outside of the class for homework, but this opens up several opportunities for academic dishonesty, which can be difficult to identify. So, and now here are the examples of portfolio. First, the secondary writing portfolio. This includes the initial draft of essay demonstrating your ability to argue a position. Second, final draft of essay demonstrating your ability to argue position. Third, brief report prepared for a class project or presentation. Your best example of writing based on library research. An example of correspondence such as a letter or email message, an example of an essay examination answer, an example of creative writing, and reflection of indicating how you have improved your writing. So this is the first example of portfolio, which is secondary writing portfolio. So next is the secondary geometry portfolio. So this includes quizzes and chapter tests, the collection of drawings that represent at least 10 different geometric shapes, the brief report of use of geometry in 2 daily papers, lists of geometric terms with definitions, identify the 3 different business logos using circles and identify essential geometric elements, identify and illustrate 3 types of bridges that represent the different geometric shapes, find a newspaper or online ad that illustrates the effective use of triangles, and reflection indicating what you have learned about the use of geometric shapes. So these are the 2 examples of students' portfolio. And that ends my discussion about portfolio. I hope you have learned something. Thank you and God bless us all.